Good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome again to Madrid on this Saturday morning. Madrid Ultimate International Cup action brought to you by Alti TV. We've got IFB Bulagwa in black and purple taking on LILLEPUC from Paris in white. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, joined with Laura Farolfi in the booth today to get into this one. We'll say hi to Laura in a second, but for now, get this play going. Alice San Marco takes the leading pass out to Tejada. Tejada, sideline to Bruni. Bruni straight to goal. It's there. Donami Vong brings in the first point for LILLEPUC, and they answer straight back. Laura, how are we doing?
Great. Hello, everyone.
You're excited to be on the microphone. This is your first time.
Yes.
Okay, good, excellent, and we're really stoked to have you. So, you know a little bit about these two teams. What do you know? Maybe you know some players, a little bit of what they talked about. We had a chat with them this morning.
Yeah. I know some of the LILLEPUC players because I went there coaching them for a clinic.
Nice.
They are working very hard.
In fact, this is where all the magic happened. This is where I put Farolfi in a headlock and said, "You're going to turn into a commentator now." Isn't that right?
Yes. And I said yes.
Yes, and it's all the magic is happening now. So, but that was a nice clinic. You get to spend a weekend in Paris.
Yes. The girls are really motivated.
And they got a great club over there on the south side of Paris.
Yeah.
Here we go. IFB Bulagwa, the captain, handles that one. Cici centers and gets it back. Cardenio upfield, but misses too far in front of Cineros.
That was really unlucky. They were keeping a very high-paced flow, like in the first point of the game, that they scored easily. Let's see if LILLEPUC can capitalize on their error and gain the first break of the game.
Breaks are precious here. Boca Negra Gomez comes under. Now the continuation with the step in front by Terrazon with ease. Cici then jacks it, length of the field. Boca Negra steps in front, help defense from Natalia Boca Negra Gomez. Nice defense there.
Yeah, she is very fast. She is very aggressive on defense. I also know that she likes it a lot. And yeah, now we're seeing LILLEPUC setting up with a split horizontal stack.
They get going. The old veteran, Odd Hermon, sends one deep, but it doesn't have enough on it. The defense was in front. And we're going back and forth here.
Yeah.
And a couple turnovers in after we settle at 1-1.
Yeah, the first 2 points of the game were really clean, and now we're seeing the game heating up a bit.
And down to turf from that one. Shu, the Canadian, sent a low heater upfield. Cardenio, back to Shu. She sends it right away over top of the defender into the hands of her waiting receiver, Cisneros, and Bulagwa take the second point.
Yeah, Bulagwa is doing really good. They are really playing fast. Their pickups from Switzerland and Canada are showing us why they got picked up for the tournament.
Exactly, they fit in nice.
Yeah.
And what do you know about, what do you think of the Latin style? You think of a Latin style and you almost automatically think of like Colombian women's style. But there is like, I guess a bit more. It's not just the way the Colombian women play, but the Latin women, it's, how would you describe that kind of style of play?
Speed over possession, maybe. Like they don't get stuck a lot with the disc, but they try to reset the stall count with fast throws and fast movement, even if they don't gain so many meters every time. But this is very hard to defend because the defense has not so much time to set the mark. So I like it a lot, actually.
Me too. It's a very entertaining style for sure. As Devesis goes to ground there to pick that one up. Another gainer, Devesis. Now she's gone forward and off the hands of Tejada. BULAGWA will have to go the other way.
Setting up vertical this time.
It's nice to see a range of offensive looks. There's no 20. Patino comes under. Great catch from behind there. Sierra. And that one knocked down by Montgeron. And Book with a chance. Tie it up. Montgeron takes it with some pressure on her back. Pops it forward to Donami Wong, their ex-Revolutionnaire teammates that have both moved over to the south side of the river and now playing for LILLEPUC, getting a goal.
Well done from the LILLEPUC O-line this time. Even if they turned it once, they took it back and then they played it really clean and fast.
Really clean. I like the way they played on the front foot there. They picked up. There was very little hesitation to wait for the formation to get really set. Just pick it up, get going, and use a little bit of the momentum of the turnover to keep going into the end zone. So 2 apiece. Early days of this game. Both of these teams yesterday had a similar record.
Yeah, they won 2 games out of 3.
Both won 2 games out of 3, so both
are still on their road to the final.
And they both have these championship aspirations, and why wouldn't you? This division is blown wide open with Iceni coming back and not really knowing much about them. Yakas not themselves. Suffered a big loss.
Oh, we're seeing a different defensive look from LILLEPUC. They're setting up a zone.
And it's done very well for them on the first look there, Fado. A great spot. And now LILLEPUC coming the other way. It was Brunei to Rudy to Armand, all the way to Levine on the corner. She gets the continuation. Deverdon gets it back to Armand. Quick to the corner, 2 of them there, but neither one of them can close their hands.
This is really painful, I guess. They had the chance to break. They were really close to the end zone. Let's see if their zone works another time.
It was a great looking possession there. To have a mechanical error like that slowed down really hurts. But here comes BULAGWA. Sent it to Eriksson. She's been having a great tournament. She winds up, wide open receiver, and she puts a perfect looking throw. Goes the distance, lands in the goal, and Eriksson gets another assist as BULAGWA stay in front.
That was really well done from the BULAGWA squad because they managed to change the sideline they were playing in, and with a longer throw, gain a lot of meters, and then with a very well put arc, they scored in a few passes. So that was unfortunate from LILLEPUC because it had worked once. So now they just have to score their O-line point and try to
find that break just a little later on. They had the opportunity, but Latin up, BULAGWA, are making them pay for their errors. They did their last 2 offensive possessions. They looked pretty good. First one, two possessions ago, they scored. The last one looked like they were going to score, but then as soon as they didn't, their defensive recuperation, they were not very quick. They were slow to get back, and BULAGWA zipped down the other way. Here come once known as LILLEPUC. I think they've dropped the AU and they're just Paris Ultimate Club. Elisa Tejada centers. Moved and moved again from McCulley. Now a big backhand outside in, gets macked on its way to San Marco, but not enough gas on that to get there.
Yeah, these throws on the sideline are really tricky to execute and also to catch. If they turn out well, they're good, but they're not so easy to throw or to catch.
Oh, San Marco gets in the way and gets it back for her team. Straight up to Tejada. Tejada goes middle. Hopma. Tejada again. High stall count, pops it forward, San Marco. Gets the nice around to Donami Vongo. She is a warrior. She's been playing a long time, and they're both of those two veterans working hard, making sure that everything stays off the turf.
We are seeing Puck vert stack a bit cramped, a little bit close, maybe too close to the disc. Let's see. Okay, they're spreading up a bit more, which is nice.
Give themselves a few more options, setting up this end zone set. Donami Vong gets it. She shoots it high, and too many defenders there, and it gets knocked away by the trailing defender there, but threw into a bit of a crowd there.
Yeah, too many defenders, but also too many offenders.
Yeah, it was not a clean cut. Now we come the other way. De Silva and the Panamanian Venezuelan team. BULAGWA, which we remember means what? Together?
Together.
That's what it is. Here they come. Coming together as a Panamanian Venezuelan unit. Gets the dump set, Salamanca. Now shot upfield, but Donami, she threw it away down there. She got it back on defense. Taking some responsibility, I love it. I say it very often, but when the player who caused the turnover gets it back, it's you love to see that.
San Marco asked their teammates to slow down a bit. And now they're
great catch there, off balance by Tejada. Wind up, but not nobody falling for that fake. Too high for San Marco, right into the defense.
Oh, that was amazing.
Nice catch there. Oh, and then a preservation of greatness. She's gonna say contact, and Donami is not gonna contest. And we're gonna play on like she caught that one. Escobar. Back in action. Gets the gainer up line. Now right into San Marco. We're not hitting these shots right now. San Marco. To Vong, to Tejada. Anya, Hopma back to Tejada. She throws, that's for goal, not quite, but that one is. 2 throws later, Hopma to San Marco, and they're back in for a goal.
I'm really impressed by how San Marco is playing. She is touching almost every other disc, and she is really key to her team's offense. And you can see that she is a leader on the field and also on how she manages to dictate the rhythm of the play.
When was the first time you would have played against or remembered meeting Alice San Marco?
I think it was a regional. Well, many years ago.
Like 10 years ago?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I started playing 10 years ago, so maybe
Okay.
in 8.
Okay. She's
No, more than 10 years ago. 11.
Okay.
But yeah. Yes, she is really impressive on the field.
I've called her a savvy veteran before, and she's noticed it, and she let me know about it. So I'll call her a savvy veteran again. She's smart. She knows what she's capable of. She's got smarter as she's got older. And look at that D by Odermont.
Talking about savvy veterans.
There we are. The two of them running this club for a long time now, last few years, especially their mixed incarnation, but women's as well. And that one just threw to space, and it was well defended by the Canadian defender with this Panamanian team. She goes quick, and tennis? No, that's not tennis on. That's 25. Diaz makes a heck of a play on the sideline there to keep that alive. Grimaldo in the center. She hurt her finger there, but no problem. Get up and throw it right away. Dump back to the captain. They're getting close to attacking zone. There's Terrason with the green headband. She shoots right away, and she shot well right away. Again, her throws have been on. She's having a heck of a weekend thus far.
Yeah. Like before, Puc managed to defend the disc with the zone, but couldn't capitalize. And the BULAGWA line, I mean, maybe they turn it once, but the second time you will not have that luxury. So Puc better work on how they want to play after they score, after they gain a turnover.
Yeah, their transition attack, their counter attack, they've got a little bit excited with it, but definitely on that last one, that shot for goal was didn't even make it to the goal, and it was well defended, and it was just a little bit of a lazy option. They got to come back to the disc a bit more, wait for a bit more space to develop, or initiate and get
yeah, the stall was moving. Pretty high. She had the reset options though, but she didn't focus for enough time to get the chance to her teammates to get free from the mark.
And here they come, Puc O-line, Alice San Marco, flanked with Donami Vong, but she goes up and around to Elisa Bruni, a Bolognese player who's been in Paris a long time. And that throw goes to the defense, and here come BULAGWA. That one to Lycienne, had a heck of a game yesterday on the stream. She's doing much of the same today. Patino engages Salamanca. Salamanca shot almost there. She tiptoes the line, not quite sure if it's in. Yes, she's dropped it in a celebratory style, and now gives the hand indication, yes, I scored. They're still discussing it, so we could probably have a replay.
Let's see.
Let's have a look, Laura.
Okay, here we go.
Tough angle, but they've agreed out there that it counts, and that's the way it goes in this sport. So that is a goal for BULAGWA, and they're now up 4-3.
5-3.
That makes it 5-3.
Yeah.
I'm not a counter, a talker. So Charlotte Terrasson, she was in Bologna. She must be having such a good weekend because of the experience she got learning at the Bologna training camp. Is that right, Farol?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that it was helpful for her. She was injured, actually, but I think she followed the lessons anyway, even if she couldn't play for the whole weekend. I think she did a couple of trainings, a few hours, not the whole academy. But it's not just about practicing on the field. It's also about learning new approaches, new styles.
It's a great academy. Surely it'll be back next year, so make sure you're signed up. Get some Farolfi coaching as that one goes right through Kate McCulley, hits her arms, and then hits the turf half a second later.
That was a really unfortunate turnover from Puck, since they're now down by 2 points, but she took it back.
Exactly, and it was her again. It was Kate McCulley. She's taking responsibility for what she gave away. She's making sure she's the one who gives it back to her team, so we like to see that.
Hats off to her. I mean, after a mistake, there is not so much you can do apart from trying to take the disc back for your team.
Yeah, always. If I ever played exceptional D in my whole career, it was only when I made an error on O-line. And then, okay, now I'll play defense. But otherwise, the defense was never my strong point. Bocanegra Gomez gets the ahead pass, but this one into competition, but well played, taken away by Deverdun. And she goes all the way around, but McCulley bailed out on her. McCulley was stopped looking. I think there's a miscommunication there, but I think I saw what Deverdun saw. And her handler went the other way, but they're going to get it right back. Or was Salamanca fouled? I think she's indicating yes.
Yeah. Those reset flick throws are not so easy, but it's very important to manage to get the disc to the center of the field, to play with more space and not get stuck on the sideline. Also, Armand was offering an option, but it didn't work out.
Natalia Bocanegra Gomez translating here. She's the in between the French and Spanish. She's a Colombian born herself, but been living in Paris for the last 4 or 5 years.
They settled for an uncontested foul on the throw.
Have you been to Madrid before today or before yesterday, Farolfi?
For the Masters European Championship.
Okay, yes.
With the Italian team.
How did you guys go here?
We won the bronze medal.
Okay, not bad. Let's talk a bit more about that in a sec, but for now, Salamanca gets knocked off the mark, foul, no contest. Oh, Armand was very quick to say, yes, I fouled you, sorry. Here comes BULAGWA. Salamanca in place for the dump. Now, forwarding pass. Repeto. Now shot for goal, a little bit high. Can they chase? No. Two of them almost collide, trying to get the trailing edge of that outside in, but goes to ground. Puck again.
Well, this BULAGWA offense, when they put the disc in motion, they're just so fast. It's very hard. You can see the defense trying to catch up and to set a mark, but the stall count is always so low. Like after 1 or 2 seconds, they get rid of the disc, and yeah.
That's what they want, the fast-paced game, get it moving, get it going. But what we've been seeing is a fast-paced game that's opening up deep. They go fast-paced to get it going, but they still really like the deep shots, BULAGWA.
Yeah.
And I mean, live by the sword, die by the sword. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it's short possessions. Here comes Puck.
Another great catch.
Lavigne shoots for goal. 2 defenders there, but her player was in better position. That's by Puck goal, and they're back up, or back within 1 striking distance here.
Deverdun is doing very good. I mean, she is catching the most difficult discs for her team. She has been really impressive so far.
having a great game.
Okay, now LILLEPUC need a break.
They need a break. Tie things up here. Get the run going. Well, break and then the run.
We know they can do it since yesterday against Iceni. They were down by a lot of points, but they managed to score a lot of breaks in a row.
They went on a 6-point run to
Yeah.
tie it up at 11. And then they had a 4-point run against them to lose 15-11.
It's all about the mood, right?
So yeah, that's it is all about the momentum, right? As soon as that momentum gets going, as soon as you get 1 or 2 against you, it's in your head. Oh no, we're no good anymore. Oh no, we can't do anything right. Or the opposite. It's like, oh, they can't stop us now. We're so good. So finding a way to stay level. Here comes BULAGWA to the Capitan. Grimaldo dumps around Trejo. And Shu goes up. What a catch. Great sticky hands there, Diaz. Shu very quick to go around, playing well. And speaking of playing well, Terrasson. Back to Shu. And they've gone big. The defender got split, did Devesis, and that means there's a lot of room. Still a lot of room. But defenders are catching up. Trejo, they couldn't catch up completely, and they've dove into each other again, and that was a squandered opportunity.
Yeah, again another turnover in the end zone. After a very clean offensive hold, they are very good at dumping and swinging. There is just a light breeze here. It's not windy, so also the throws over the head are not so difficult to execute.
San Marco push pass Donami nearly crumbles over, catching it, but all is well. 2 completions, and now Tejada to San Marco. Gets the underneath to Hopma. Devesis, and in and out of that hands, that one squirted out. And now Shu quick to go the other way. There's 2 there, 1 defender, and the defender, perfect position. Devesis knocks it away, and Puc gets another chance.
Yeah, she read it perfectly.
Tejada. And Devesis wants a piece of it the other way, and now the defenders coming one from in front, one from behind, and they've called a foul. We'll get another look at this one. Here it is. Ooh. It's a tough one. Like, I'm sure there was contact, but it was from the player behind. The player in front always had position. I don't think any of the contact caused her inability to get that. She was never going to get it.
I agree, but they didn't contest the call. So she keeps possession.
Okay, then that's the way it is. We'll come back into play. Here we go. Second, she says they're counting. Oh, and number 29 is having a difficult run here. She's had 3 go right through her. Inability to catch some easy ones. Now BULAGWA the other way. Shu, she looks deep very quick in her sets here. Oh, and we are having a case of the dropsies, and that roll has given him another 15 meters. And we're on the doorstep again. Puc has a chance to set up an end zone.
San Marco deciding once again to slow things down and calling a very smart timeout.
Really, really slow things down. I talk about it in many games. What's your opinion on in-game timeouts? And I said it yesterday. I think you had just arrived and you were maybe next to me listening. But, you know, if that's the first turnover in a point, I don't really like that timeout. But after how many? 3, 4, 5 turnovers in this point?
Window for the throw. Here, Puc have the chance to isolate a few players in a lot of space, wide open space, if they set the stack and the other players not too close to the disc, or they can decide to play close with give and goes and many options. Let's see what they opt for.
Let's see what their setup is. They've showed us a split. They've showed us a little bit of vertical. Their end zone sets are, we haven't seen any static yet, so it'll be a first look at that.
Another thing that I appreciate from this call is who has the disc in her hands, since we know that she's a very reliable player.
A handler. She's
a
used to
handler,
being behind
exactly.
the disc. She's the person you want to start a static possession.
So this is not an emergency call. This is a tactical call. Like everything is set up to go right for them. Let's see if they actually can capitalize on this nice chance that they've got.
And so we're looking at the offense set up, Donami behind the disc, and it's a very, very, very vertical line there. From handler to dump to their spread front of the stack and their tight back of the stack. So it looks like they're going to isolate the front to me. And those will be their first two looks. My bet is cutter number 2, Tejada, is going to be the first look. And if she's available, they take it. And if not, engage Donami Vong from the handler set.
I believe that the position of the reset handler is curious. Let's see what's...
It's exactly what I said. Isolate Tejada, and they got away with that, and now they're just playing again, okay? That's the play is finished. They got away with it, but they didn't score right away, and they will, though. They go right back to Tejada and get the goal.
Yeah, you were right, Stefan.
And it doesn't happen that often when I'm commentating. In the rest of life, all the time, Farolfi, but my commentary predictions...
You are a guru. We know it.
Yeah, I get a low percentage on my commentary predictions, but I will take that one. Happy to see it, and not as happy as San Marco and Tejada, of course.
So what the score? Sorry.
It looks like it is now 6-4 is the scoreboard I see on the other side of the field.
So maybe 6-5.
I believed it was 5 apiece.
No.
So Elisa Bruni set to pull.
Elisa Bruni from Bologna.
The Bolognese. The best food in the world.
True.
No objection from Farolfi. Here come, foul. We're talking the Capitan Grimaldo and Capitan Herman. That's going to be a good matchup to follow. Terrasone, not happy with herself, but ready to play defense.
Let's see if she can get it back for BULAGWA. She had been having a great game so far, so
Herman.
It's not just
winds
one
up
mistake.
the backhand, gives the forehand, great throw, is centering into space. Also a gainer, now she wants it back. But there's a very tight defense on her behind the mark there.
Yeah, 83 could just drop it into space since the defense is very tight, but she doesn't have vision of the disc, but she decided to play with the cutters.
And Bruni, great throw around there to Bocanegra. Bocanegra takes Herman, and they both get open. Bruni had to go to ground. That throw too far in front for both of them, but either of them were open if the throw was a bit more precise.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's that goal line. Yesterday we saw it trip up many players, causing a few turnovers, in fact. And Terrasone, what a shot. Look at that shot from Charlotte Terrasone. That went all of the field short of 2 meters. And Shu finishes it strong. What a huck from Charlotte Terrasson. Stand still on her goal line. That went 1 meter from tape to tape.
That was delicious.
I mean, we got very excited watching that in a men's game yesterday. Jacob Rains from Is No Good threw a beautiful end zone to end zone flick, and everybody was very excited. And I think the level of how impressive that is even more in the women's game. Charlotte Terrasson sent that thing with so much power. What a throw. And how's the finish? That's a very confident finish to throw a floaty outside in on the sideline there. Looking good. BULAGWA 6-5. They're up now. Our scoreboard adjusted.
Yeah, Terrasson, after that unfortunate turnover, definitely helped their team with that huck.
Yes. Yes, she did. With the green headband and the fiery deep huck.
Yeah, we've seen Terrasson and Shu having a good connection. Terrasson mentioned it to us early this morning that she really likes to play with Shu, and they always seem to find each other. And another time we got proof of that.
Yeah, they are making a strong connection. I wouldn't be surprised to see those two playing together again in the future on a different team now that their cross-Atlantic ultimate relationship has been born. Bruni, strong hands as always. She goes into the middle, and Opma not happy with herself, shows a bit of frustration on the drop. And timeout BULAGWA. That's all our timeouts for the first half, so only one timeout per team per half. They've both used it now. This is getting into, it's becoming a long first half, but still some game to play here. BULAGWA in front, but only by one, anybody's game.
Yeah. I think they really want to score this one and then maybe try to take the half after that.
Yep, that would be...
Once again, the disc is in the center of the field, so I believe they're gonna have plenty of options of set plays to pick from.
Let's see what the setup is. The BULAGWA have been very, very consistent in a straight-up vertical stack, especially from static, but even their resets, they're pretty simple style to that end. They play fast, they initiate, but as far as their structure and where they go back to, where they reset, I don't think I've seen anything but vertical, to be honest.
Maybe they started with 1 or 2 points horizontal?
Maybe. Okay, maybe. I mean, my analytics are not on 100% of the time structure following. But let's look and see if they give us anything different. Right now, by the looks of things, the way they're going right into a verti.
Yeah, I don't think that the difference between these teams is tactical. Like, they're both having a pretty good flow. PUC just had a few more drops. Maybe they have the impression to be more pressured. I don't know. But from where I stand, it's not about positioning now, it's just they dropped it more.
Mental strength here. This is about putting away unforced errors. You sometimes don't mind turnovers when the defense creates them, but you hate them when you do it yourself. That one's shot for goal. Defense took a smart step in front and made the receiver follow that and didn't concentrate on the disc as it sails away. So Puc with a whole field in front of them.
Yeah, they're choosing an horizontal stack.
With five players.
players.
5-player Horo. I see it every now and again. I find it crowded upfield though. Too many defenders upfield. They've gone for a full ISO where everybody went deep and Tejada came under, but I think with 5, that's just too many there. Now Bruni.
Yeah, I agree. The defense has the possibility to poach a bit.
Donna-Mi Vong sends that to Tejada, and she takes it strong, helps out the thrower. And Puc score again, and we've got a zipper of a game here, 6 apiece.
Yeah, in the end, the field speaks, so even if we didn't really like that initial look, they managed to use it at their advantage, and they scored, so it worked.
They made it work. They made something of it. Here's the throw again from Bruni that set things up, that inside break. San Marco nice and quick, and Donna-Mi Vong, the ex-revolutionnaire and current Puc, making things happen. Could be her last game of the day. I think she's got to go home to her family, so she's getting all her good play out right now and making the most of it.
Let's see what Puc is gonna do. If they are gonna go with the zone again. It worked from a defensive point of view twice for them. Yeah, my prediction was correct.
Yes, Farolfi. Zone front, but it hasn't stopped the initial set of plays up the middle, what they were hoping for. Now they're into an individual match, but they're also out and running, and I think they've got too much momentum. Oh, what a play by Shu to finish it off. They were really moving. They blew the zone open, and then to finish it with a nice two-hand layout like that is just a nice way to finish.
Yeah, really, I don't think that the stall count ever reached 2 or 3.
Maybe not even 1.
Maybe not even 1, yes. They were so good at keeping the disc in motion and not stopping.
Shu pretty excited about that. Yet, what can you say about that play? That is typical Latina style ultimate on the flip there. They got it moving, and it didn't ever stop moving until it was a goal.
Yeah, I liked how they never got stuck on the sidelines. So to set a mark in the center of the field with the zone, it's not so easy. So they broke it right away, and then they never stopped. So I think that was the key of their flow. Puc really you need to score this one.
Make a Galaxy point.
Yeah.
We'd love to see that, but they're going to need it. They want it more than just the joy of playing Galaxy point. Of course, the 1-point separation is always much better than the 3-point separation. Hermand.
Giving directions.
Oh, and she calls a very legitimate foul. No contests. Hermand picks up. Stall count mounting. She gets Margot late in the stall count. They're really working in the corner, and then finds Tejada in space going back towards the middle. And we're all tied up at 7. Galaxy point coming up.
Once again, we see Herman and San Marco being key players for their team. Herman really doing a great job. I like how Puc gets to find a balance between playing as a team, but also creating space and playing with their key players and more experienced players when it counts.
Yep, they're not abandoning a whole team game at all, but the key players are stepping up, getting themselves open, cutting a little harder, cutting a little more frequently, and it's paying dividends. They're right in this one, 7 apiece, Galaxy point. Who's going to take the point, the hold or the break?
I would say BULAGWA.
BULAGWA is going to hold.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. Salamanca, Trejo. First cut comes under. Oh, and that one goes to ground way too far in front, and the chance for the break exists. San Marco. Bocanegra Gomez comes under, fakes the big. Goes up line to Devesis. Gets Lavigne up line. There was a pick. She was suspiciously open.
I really like the Bocanegra shoe matchup.
Yeah, that is a speed matchup if you've ever seen one, especially on this side when Shu's covering Bocanegra. She's going to have to work, but let's keep our eye on that one.
Yeah, Shu might be more experienced.
Maybe a bit more of an all-around game, but when it's just matching speed with Bocanegra,
exactly.
Anyone's going to have a problem with that. But that one flipped right over, and BULAGWA with a chance to hold again. Trejo takes it right away. Shot deep for Diaz, and she's there trying to isolate Shu, and she does it, but only just, and finds that space. She shakes Bocanegra for just enough space to get that goal.
Yeah, once again, BULAGWA not scared of hacking deep when they see the chance.
They take it when it's there. We are going to take our break while it's here. It's halftime. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere, and we'll be back for some second half action.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. LP.TV.
And we are back in action. Well, we're back with our broadcast. The action's only a moment away. PUC already on the line, indicating they're ready. BULAGWA still getting spoken to by their coach. And now they're going to the timekeeper. How much time do we have, they say? Contest. We're not late. But it doesn't matter. They're coming to the line. No penalty for being late.
PUC pressuring a bit. Maybe it's a mental strategy too.
I think if anything, the mental strategy is starting late.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
right.
Making them, okay, let's stay here, and they can be all ready to play, and then we'll just ice them. We'll hold them back a bit.
As soon as I said, I regretted it.
And here we go. Second half action. Ripper of a first half ended on a Galaxy point score for BULAGWA. And now PUC. Herman looks off the open dump in favor of the upfield cut to Bruni. Tejada been having a very great game distributing. And Herman, what a pickup right on the doorstep. Makes everything out of that pass that looked like it was too far, and then push pass into the defense. Unbelievable play made, and then given up preservation of greatness there from Oud Herman. And BULAGWA, Salamanca coming the other way. 2 passes into this counter attack for BULAGWA, but the PUC counter pressure is very tight as well. Salamanca gets a bit of space, and now they go back towards the center, and number 3, Da Silva, gets all crossed up and can't do anything with it as Bruni and PUC go back the other way. Herman all the way around, caught there, far side, right in front to Tejada. Tejada gets a great cut out of Herman, and she catches it. The defense comes, knocks her down. A little spike. She was a bit frustrated with the contact, but I think she's going to live to play another point.
I agree. I think that maybe PUC should try to play more in the center of the field. They are using a lot the sidelines, and I mean, it worked out in the end, but maybe after 1 or 2 passes, I would try to center the disc a bit. And this is where I think BULAGWA is playing differently. Like they usually don't use the sidelines, or they don't play in the 5 meters closer, near to the sidelines, where the chance of turnover is higher statistically.
Yeah, PUC don't seem to have a problem kind of playing that. When they play their vertical style, they'll get a cut that will be very open to the sideline, but they're not as concerned about recentering it. They'll play up the sideline for 2 or 3 throws, where BULAGWA usually goes right back to the middle. Terrason puts, it had the right float, and the receiver lost her feet, tripped over. Gabriela Diaz couldn't stay on her feet. Here it is again.
Yeah, I'm not against playing on a side of the field, just not so close to the sidelines. Like 1 or 2 meters
But
should be banished.
it's an
Like
extra
that space. Oh, that was nice.
great D by Salamanca. Oh, she wanted to go straight away. She goes to Shu, but she's going over all sorts of defenders, but Shu makes a play there. And BULAGWA opens up the second half with a goal of their own.
Sue capitalizing on her height. but also reading the disc very good, and also catching it without any sort of contact. It was really clean.
Well played, used the space well. Oh yeah, that's a great read. Great take by Shu. So, 9-8. We've traded one apiece into the second half. Will we see a run in the second half, or will this be a nail-biter 1-for-1 the whole way? Only time will tell. But so far, so good. A nice tight game.
Yeah, I'm not sensing a change of energy from either of the teams, so I don't know. BULAGWA seemed pretty stable mentally, and PUC don't seem to have found more energy or to change the sort of a game with a run, but I would be excited to see it if it happens.
I mean, you always say you want a tight game, but it's not always that makes it entertaining, right? Sometimes it is great to see big runs, sometimes one run then the other, or sometimes a run that just finishes a game, like that one in the EUCF final when Yaka went on an 8-1 run in the second half.
Yeah.
You don't remember that one, do you?
I canceled from my memory. I erased it from. I mean, it was a lesson.
It was a lesson. If you're not winning, you're learning. That one to Tejada. She looked at the immediate cut, didn't take it. Now directing traffic with her hands. Then she goes to the end zone. She's got Hopma and PUC answer right back with a pretty clean-looking offensive possession of their own.
Like in the first half, teams are exchanging points. Not so many turnovers. They rested a bit during the halftime break. PUC need a break if they want to change the sort of this game. Maybe more than one, but they have to start with one. Referring to what you said before about the emotions of a tight game and the emotions of many points run. Either case, it's an emotion for the players and for the spectators and for the commentators as well. You get to be part of something great from a team. So.
An emotional outpouring any which way.
Yeah.
It's great to be a part of it on the sideline, on the field, even right here in the commentary seats. We get a little piece of it ourselves, of course. Now Trejo goes to Salamanca. We see this zone front, and they've got in front of it now. They've got all sorts of space, but the zone has caught up. Trejo, and now the zone is broken up. Effectively, Shu Bocanegro matchup again. Shu fires for goal, and what a cut from Diaz, cutting down the sideline to take that one for BULAGWA, and another score, another pretty quick, efficient offensive possession.
Yeah, the offense capitalizing on the transition from the zone defense to the person defense, and that's the weakest moment for the defense if they don't transition fast enough, or I mean, I think we could have two scenarios, a transition from zone to person defense that is because you got beaten, and that's where the offense really needs to keep pushing, while as for the defense, their best case scenario is when they transition because they realize that it is the right time to transition because they are close and they haven't been beaten yet. And unfortunately, that's not what happened for LILLEPUC this time.
Well, let's see if they can recover with their O-line and hold one the same. They can try and recover their defensive efforts next time around, but they got to score first. Otherwise, they're just preventing a break, and nobody wants to do that for defense. Hopma puts the disc into play.
Oh, a more poachy look from BULAGWA.
That one up too high for Lily Mongerin. And now BULAGWA has a half field in front of them, picking up the disc, starting their O. Doesn't take the dump there and goes to Terrasson, who came in hot and heavy, wearing the 78 jersey. That shot up, and probably got a trail again towards that sideline. Will it stay in? Yes, it will. Only just, and were they talking about whether it was in? Not at all. That one counts. What a goal for BULAGWA, the Panamanians, up 9-11, emergency. So 2 in a row, BULAGWA, 9-11, emergency, emergency. Twin towers are falling. No, not that 9-11, but 9-11 is the score line here, and LILLEPUC need to put one in to really turn the tides around here. Late game runs hurt much more than early game runs. Second half runs, they're tough to stomach more than 2 in a row. 3
That
in
was
a row
dark.
in the second half. What was dark? I was just reading the score. I was just reading the score. 9-11 in favor of BULAGWA against LILLEPUC. We got Panama versus Paris. And
It's getting windier too, a bit.
It's similar to yesterday, Farolfi. The wind, it comes and goes. It never stayed, but when it did gust pretty heavily for moments at a time. For 1 minute, for 2 minutes, you'd get some heavy breeze, but it never really stayed. We'll see if that's the case again today. Boca Negra comes under. Licien on the mark. Gets the around to San Marco and then gets on her bike and gets going. Bruni comes under. Bruni winds up the backhand. Cooks it the other way. Boca Negra there. Oh, second effort, and it pops out as she hits the ground. She's not happy about it, and why would she be? But Shu picks up the disc. She's ready to go the other way.
That was really unfortunate.
Yeah, it looked like the second effort was there. She was there, but the impact of the ground made her body convulse a little bit, and that spat the frisbee out. Great leading pass to Patino, and then Shu goes to ground to keep that one alive. Oh, and Shu, it goes behind her. Aurita right, can't hang on.
Bruni deciding to accelerate.
Gets it to San Marco, back to Bruni. The wide was there. She's looking on the short side of the field, but then goes to Devesis. She does a good job to keep that off the turf. Now to San Marco, she's all alone, and they have stopped the bleeding. The run will no longer go on. It's a 1-point game again. 10-11 in favor still of BULAGWA.
PUC in need of a break.
Break to tie it up, break back. They'll still be behind even with a break. They need 2 breaks to win.
Yeah.
1 break to make it a trading contest, but yes, 1 now.
But they can score just 1 now, so.
Yes, of course, and we're running out of time. I mean, we're past 2/3 of maximum game. So yes, it's now or never kind of feeling.
Elisa Bruni with the disc in her hand. Bruni is from Bologna,
Did she
like
ever
we
play
said.
in Bologna? Or
She used to
would play when
play
she was
for
there, yeah.
Disco Bolo, not
Okay.
for Cus.
Yeah.
In Bologna there is Cus, but there are also 2 other clubs, Disco Bolo, which is from the Polisportiva Ponte Vecchio, and Alligators. They actually merged for a UCF this year, and Bruni used to play with them before
Nice.
moving to Paris.
Nice rolling pull out of Bruni there, but Shu kicks it down. And Trejo and Salamanca get things going upfield there to Capitan. Too far outside for Shu to even try and make a play out of it as the sideline marked it out of bounds. Herman. Could this be the break? Could this be the moment, Farod? Vong gets it to Bruni. Great strong hands from Bruni to make sure that one stays in white possession. Herman. What's she got cooking? Bruni in the dump space, but Tejada comes under. Now Bruni gets in power position, and she throws in power position. Vong, the handler, and can't quite get there. Foul on it. We'll probably have another look at that one.
From my perspective, it might have been. No, I think she.
Having a look at that replay, tough to tell. I think the right hand does tap her. Right-handed 25 defender.
Might be.
That is all 3 hands touch the disc at the same time, that's for sure.
Right.
Anyways, it looks like it was retracted, and BULAGWA.
Nice spirit
Yeah,
from the
good
Puck player.
spirit. I think because there was the 2 defenders there, the contact was slight, and it was well positioned. Donami Vong made the right play, retracted, and Salamanca and BULAGWA going the other way. Terrason. And she's gone deep again, and she's got Shu, and it's gonna work, I already know. Oh, and I am wrong about it working. It seemed so obvious, but there is a call on the play. Bruni.
Once again, this magic connection between Terrason and Shu.
Here's another look. Is there a foul here? Oh,
Maybe with the body.
Yeah, maybe a bit, but again, if I'm the receiver, I'm not blaming that contact on my drop. Like, I think Shu dropped that one. And there was contact, and it's tough to say was that contact the reason, but I think she had a very clean look at it. She got her hand to it, could have had that squeeze, should have had that squeeze, and it got away. So she's justified in sticking with the foul if she wants. There was contact, but
yeah, I think it's hard to tell because I don't think it was a contact on the arms, but if it is on the body, I mean, in that moment when you have to endure heavy contact on the body. Oh, she retracted it.
And
once again, a great display of spirit from these players.
Didn't even see it again. Imagine you had the opportunity to see that video again. I think a lot more calls would be retracted. A lot of people get emotional and they feel a bit of physicality and like foul. And if they just, there was a big screen or somebody could walk out with an iPad, they could say, hey, look at this again. And oh yeah, okay, maybe no foul.
Yeah, also because this has been a pretty clean game so far with not so much physicality. So maybe that's why there were these calls for.
And a big turnover right at the end zone, and it looked like it was all over, but Trejo gives it straight back, and this is turning into an ugly point now.
Probably she was already celebrating in her mind.
One step ahead of herself. And a side stack. Interesting sideline play there by Puck. Everybody goes in towards the center, and the back of the stack came towards the disc. Donami Vong. The play was there, but not obviously. Terrason steps in front, and that was enough, and now it's going to shoot her, and she takes it strong with one hand in stride. the Shu-Terrason connection didn't work the first time, but they switched the order and went Shu to Terrason this time.
Yeah,
It
these
worked.
2 players doing a massive job together for BULAGWA. They're having an impact on the game.
I think like this is a team that I kind of think can get it all together by the end of this weekend. If they get these two internationals, the team's got a very strong team vibe about them. So they're still playing a systematic game, and they've added these 2 really strong players. They might, if they get in the right rhythm.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Do it.
I mean, I don't think that it's just about them. Sometimes you see those teams that are all about a few players. I don't think it's the case for BULAGWA, but
I mean, I
definitely they are having a great impact on the result so far.
You know,
even if other players have been consistent, like the captain.
A different level of comparison, but I still remember, you know, the Colony and WCC added Jimmy Mickle and Chris Concher, and everybody's, oh, there were Jimmy Mickle and Chris Concher, but hey, that Colony team was a very, very strong team too. They couldn't have just jumped on any team and made them champions. They jumped on a strong team, and yes, they still stood out as superstars.
Yeah, the question is, would have they gained the same without them? I don't know, like sometimes also, having those very strong pickup players gives you something not just on the field in the sense of playing, also mentally.
Yes,
like you know that you can, you can
got
rely on them. You know that they are experienced. You know that they are used to play the big games without being nervous.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, BULAGWA, 15, maybe 20 meters out here. Grimaldo keeps it going. Escobar wearing the mask on the field. Big outside in, that's all about the defense. Maxed out the back, and it's going to be a poop disc. They could have had a nicer looking approach to that end zone throw, but there is a foul on the throw.
Uncontested. I like how the players are actually using end signals. It makes it really easy for us to understand what's happening.
For us, for the spectators, for everyone, it's made much easier with the hand signals. A great implementation into the game went about 4 years ago, maybe a bit more now. The hand signals, I know Ruben Berg in Australia was one of the key administrators to implementing the hand signals. He did a great job, but here we are on the goal line. Patino dumps it back, gets a play in the backfield.
A little bit of luck doesn't hurt anyone, right?
Never. You gotta be good to be lucky.
Right.
And the Escobar drops one right in her lap.
We spoke too early.
The curse of the commentator. It happens a lot. You will start to see Farolfi. Don't give too many compliments if the players or teams you like. They bite you back. Tejada with the disc. That one forwarded. Boca Negra Gomez, nice over the shoulder break. McCulley back to San Marco, but the throw was off balance, and because of that, to the turf.
Let's see if McCulley once again, like she did before in the first half, can get a D and redeem herself from the throwaway.
And these drops are inexcusable sometimes. When there is multiple unforced errors, you really just gotta get that focus in. They get so frustrating for a team when you get, 2 or 3 in a row on the same point. Makes it difficult. We've got a timeout, it looks like.
Yeah, timeout call. Maybe they are tired.
back. Timeout called by Puc.
It's one of those windy moments you mentioned earlier.
It's up just a little bit.
Let's see if it's gonna impact on Puc.
And it did there. The first throw, that timeout has come to sting them. They pick up, get the dump, and they don't get the dump. The dump space is open. The Patino throw is not there. That one to San Marco, well read, held her space. Well thrown to Davesis, and she puts it in front. Look at that. Injai goes all the way the other way, and Puc go back to within one, 11-12. They're not going away. The timeout call was ugly, the first turnover, but then...
That's why I don't like the timeout call from the sideline. There's not so much you can do. I mean, you know that you're either gonna play on the sideline or you have to center the disc. So for the defense, it's quite easy to predict what your options are and set up whatever defensive look to prevent what you want to do. But the second chance for Puc worked great. I like that they played deep. We haven't seen so much from them so far, but now it worked.
And a great play from San Marco in the middle of the field kind of kept that one alive. That you'd like to see her
that
get her
was
left
book.
arm out. Textbook,
Yeah,
exactly.
textbook. That was textbook. She read it perfectly. She secured her space using the body. That arm to defend the space. I mean, I get it. It's also for being secure and not get injured.
Shoe gone to Terrasson. What a surprise. Terrasson gets teed. That's the bigger surprise, but Davesis does a great job closing the space and getting a hand to it.
Yeah, she accelerated. She had a clear vision and she read it very well, and she anticipated Terrasson on the catch. Terrasson had to slow down a bit, and that's why the defense had a chance to catch up.
The little bit of a poachy D here by BULAGWA, but Bruni gets space. Now they've shot deep. Lily Mangeron is there and can't close her hands on it. She had a step in front of Terrasson, a great cut, but loses focus as the disc came down, and that one goes to ground. Salamanca gets upfield, and that one dropped through the legs of Gabriela Diaz. And now a short field for Herman and the Puc outfit.
Once again, we see this vert set play.
San Marco finds Davesis, far sideline. And that one overshoots Mangeron this time. And they give it back again. Couple open options out there.
Yeah, I like that they managed to dump a swing, but I think that Herman anticipated the reset cut a little bit. She could have waited for a second to connect with San Marco and get a dump on the close side.
And Terrasson now forcing one out to shoot. They're so committed to hucking to each other.
It's not always Christmas though, so.
Not always getting gifts. Santa.
I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't, like, each one of them was a gift. Like this time, it was a bit risky, and
great throw from San Marco to Tejada, recognizing how poached she was and getting it there right away before the defense. And now Herman goes to Tejada while Tereson was a little bit off on the D, but the throw just a bit too far. It was the right option. She was wide open, but throw had to be a little bit more precise than that.
I agree. Teams now exchanging ucks and a few turnovers. This is out of bounds, clearly.
Very clearly, and that's going to be a short field for Puck. It's probably actually a bit closer than that, but she's going to play there. And she's gone far sideline.
Love it!
Lily Mongeron gets the payback. It's easy to love that one, isn't it, Farolfi?
Yeah, that's where you see experience, I guess, like also having the courage to risk, but points are getting longer and longer with more turnovers, and when you see it, I mean, you just have to throw it, and Herman threw it, and it worked.
Yeah, great vision to see it. It seemed like everybody was cutting towards her sideline, except Lily, who stayed at the back of the stack. She had one she missed earlier. She got overthrown earlier.
I'm not even sure she was expecting it, actually, but
it came right at her, and she had strong hands, and she made it count. Lily, of course, another player who played Révolutionnaire, and that means if they played Révolutionnaire, I was their coach 2 years ago, so I got to coach Lily, Claire, Donami, Natalia, a few of them on this team, and Lily is one of the most spirited, kindest, nicest human beings I've ever met. Not a single bad word to say about that woman. She's a joy to coach and to know. Salamanca to Trejo. Shu goes up to Trejo. Trejo with the disc, sideline, centers to Shu. Shu around to Tarazon. She has strong hands. That one fired into goal. 25's there. Diaz puts her toes down and makes it count. And a nice, short, efficient offensive possession after those long couple in a row. And BULAGWA takes their lead back, 13-12, as we get to the pointy end of this game.
That was a textbook dump, swing, continuation. And that catch in the end zone was the cherry on the cake. Puck know that they need to hold this one. I'm sure that they don't want to go down by 2 points.
Yeah, they need to keep it close now. This is a must score.
Yeah.
At this stage of the game, if they're still going to need a break to win the game, so they definitely need to hold.
Yes, but still.
I mean, okay, yes, there's a mathematical chance still exists if they don't. But
I mean, the number of turnovers in the last few points is high, so
there are chances.
Once again, they're 2-5 horizontal look. Probably they're all gonna go deep, and but BULAGWA no, they're setting up a pochi look. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, and they've all gone deep. And
they know someone is coming under.
And Oderman gets it from the handler space, and now Tejada's open back to Herman and San Marco. San Marco to Devesis, and it counts for a goal, and it's 13 apiece. And sometimes even when you know the play, as long as the players with disc in hand are smart enough to wait for the second phase of the play, use the handlers, it doesn't matter. Nowadays, they're all being taken away, the pull play anyways.
Yeah, since the majority of the players were in the horizontal stack, they had more space to play with the handlers. So even if they couldn't play with the central cutter that was coming under, they were patient and knew that it wouldn't gonna work. So the two handlers playing together, and it worked out fine again.
Very nice.
Yeah. So we got what we asked for. We're seeing them even.
Even Steven. 2 trades away from universe point potential. BULAGWA with their chance to hold now. They've got a pretty regular looking O-line rotation out there. Salamanca with Patino, Grimaldo, and Trejo here with the disc. Salamanca, Trejo goes underneath. Grimaldo, Salamanca.
They have to stop them there. They have to. That's what I was talking about. When they go on the sidelines, you have to try to stop the flow, and then it's easier to predict the pattern of what they were gonna do.
Bruni was reading your mind there. Maybe it's the Bolognese connection between what you were saying and what she was playing, but she stepped in at the perfect time there.
Let's see how this 2-5 look works from the sideline.
Foul called on that D there, no contest. Oud picks it up again, and she will be covered by Shu here on her far sideline. Goes forward, Bruni, still working that sideline. And
swing,
Oud
swing, swing, swing. Nice.
Gets the swing out to Donami Vuong, who goes to Tejada. They're going backwards, but they are getting space now. They've gone sideline to sideline. Now Bruni, all alone, goes to Davesis. And what a play by Davesis for the break. They go up 14-13 with a break, and now all the pressure on BULAGWA that are gonna need 2 in a row if they're gonna win this game.
It was impressive what we've seen. Like, they were really confident, and they were playing with, like, they didn't.
The hard cap has gone, in fact, and that was Universe Point, and we had not been informed. The timers here, there is no audible indication of the time expiring. And with the hard cap, that is game, ladies and gentlemen. Puc with the shocker breakpoint, Universe Point score. And we give you the news just after it happens. But
I hope that the players knew, because sometimes it happened.
It
also
does.
to shout that we were playing games and it was the cap, it wasn't the cap. We didn't know.
Yeah.
And if the timekeepers are not
actively
yes,
engaging
strong
and
voice
communicating,
enough.
these things can get lost. But a heck of a game, no matter what, even with the finish that was uncertain as from a broadcast perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, knowing that it was an universe point, the offensive hold from Puc was even more impressive. Like, they played with cool minds.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do at the right time. We're gonna keep doing what we need to do all the time here at Alti TV. Thank you for joining us. We've got Clapham versus Ranelagh coming up next. Thank you, Laura Farolfi, for joining me in the commentary booth. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Stefan, and I'm very happy to be here. I was a bit nervous, but
your first game jitters are gone, so we're gonna get more of Farolfi all weekend long. It'll be myself and Christina Obermeyer on the next game, so don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Alti.tv